So that slow pit stop is some 18 seconds behind the leader, and Stefano Modena is up into 6th place. And again, Michael Schumacher, what an incredible record this young German, only 22 years old, has, as Senna trickles through and boots his McLaren out of the chicane. What an incredible record Schumacher has. This is his 5th Grand Prix. In the previous 4, he scored points in 3 of them, having made a sensational debut in Belgium in the Jordan. And this is Aguri Suzuki, who finished in 3rd position last year, the only Japanese driver ever to be on the podium of a Grand Prix, and it looks to me as though he's retiring. He's already been in to the pits once. He was the first man to stop for tyres, and you can tell from the body language, the relaxed attitude of the mechanics and Suzuki himself in the car, that was no second tyre stop, and that's pretty bad luck for the Larousse team, whose other driver, Eric Bernard, broke his leg in practice. I'm glad to say he's perfectly all right apart from that, but it was the end of a really dreadful season for him.
Well, the glut of traffic with which the McLarens are now dealing has temporarily possibly halted Berger's progress. He's stopped catching Ayrton Senna as he has had to follow him through the traffic. But on a big circuit like this, they'll be spread out again in a moment, and we'll see if Berger can go for a win, for his first win for McLaren, because certainly he's been the quickest man on the circuit since the tyre stops. So Berger now can see Senna again.
17 left in the race, and Eric Comas in the Ligier was the man who was in front of the 2 McLarens. They both passed him. It's Maurizio Gugelmin now in the Leighton House, who has been passed by Senna and will shortly be passed by Gerhard Berger, number 2 in the McLaren. Lap 27, race order. Ayrton Senna leads, Gerhard Berger second, Riccardo Patrese some 18 seconds behind the battle for the lead in 3rd position. 4th is Alain Prost, 5th is Schumacher, 6th is Stefano Modena. In 7th position it is Eric Comas, doing extremely well, and Comas has finished 8th before. His teammate Thierry Boutsen has got 2 7th places. It would be very nice for the Ligier team if they finished in the points. It would help them in all sorts of ways. And another lap record, this time by Riccardo Patrese, who is on a charge, 1 minute 41.8. As I said, as the fuel loads come down on the new tyres, they start to go faster, and that is Schumacher making his tyre stop from 5th position. Not a bad stop. 6.56 seconds for Michael Schumacher, 5th position on lap 28, and that should enable him to leave the pits in the position that he entered, 5th. Now, you can see Maurizio Gugelmin, who is in 11th place, has been lapped. And I remind you that on the very first lap, Maurizio Gugelmin was involved in that incident with JJ Leto, Wendlinger and Pirro. Got away with it, and now Johnny Herbert in the Lotus is being caught by the McLarens. Johnny Herbert going extremely well, as he always does. He knows Suzuka very well indeed, because he's now virtually a professional racing driver in Japan. Apart from his Formula 1 races, he's in 13th place. Less than 2 seconds between Ayrton Senna, the race leader, and Gerhard Berger, who is now past Herbert and has got clear track between himself and the race leader.
Yes, and for a competitive car for Johnny Herbert. I think it's a really talented driver, and certainly deserves to be in a much better car. It was really sad the way his career was so damaged by that horrendous accident in the Formula 3000 race at Brands Hatch some 3 or 4 years ago, and the damage to his legs lasted a good 18 months before he was, or even 2 years before he was really fit to drive properly again. And that during that time, of course, the momentum of his career completely went away. And he needs to get in a competitive car to show to the world what an outstanding talent he has.
You can soon see the popular young man from Romford. He doesn't live there anymore, but that was where he's brought up. Satoru Nakajima in the pits in his Tyrrell Honda V10. 6.94 seconds. Good stop. And the Tyrrell team needs all the encouragement they can get at the present moment, because it would seem that they're losing their Honda V10 engines next season to the footwork concern, and they may even have lost their major sponsor as well, perhaps to Benetton. Now, you can see for yourselves the battle between Ayrton Senna and Gerhard Berger. The real question from the point of view of something different at the front is, where is Patrese in relation to Berger? The answer to that is that he's catching him, but he's still a long way behind. Well, there he is. He was 20 seconds behind the leader. He's now 17 seconds behind the battle for the lead, and he's actually the fastest man on the track with a new lap record of 1 minute 41.8. This is lap 30. It is a 53 lap race. Senna leads Berger by just a few cars' lengths. You're looking at the third position man, 16.4 seconds behind. Fourth is Prost in the Ferrari, who is not really challenging. Fifth now is Pierluigi Martini in the Minardi Ferrari. Down to sixth because of his tyre stock goes Schumacher, but he's still in the points. Seventh is Martin Brundle. Eighth is Nakajima. Ninth is his teammate Modena, who I must say has been a great disappointment to me this season. I expected the young Italian to go a lot quicker than he has done. In 10th position in the Ligier, it is Eric Comas. 11th is Nelson Piquet in what will almost certainly be his last Japanese Grand Prix. And in 12th position is number 12, Johnny Herbert. And that is Suzuki out of his car and definitely out of the race to join the other retirees: Jean Alesi, JJ Leto, Carl Wendlinger, Emanuele Pirro, Mika Hakkinen, Alessandro Zanardi, notably Nigel Mansell, and now Aguri Suzuki.
Yes, and I watch Patrese, and I got the impression when Patrese came into the pits for his tyre stop that really the disappointment for the team of the World Championship really seemed to have got to him. He came into the pits in what appeared to be a rather uncommitted way, and he even left the pits in a slightly tardy fashion, and he really doesn't seem to be putting up the fight taking the fight to the McLarens in this race. He's now some 16 seconds behind Berger, who's in second place, and there he is just going past the Tyrrell.
Satoru Nakajima. So Gerhard Berger is no less capable of getting through traffic than his teammate Ayrton Senna is, but of course it depends on where the traffic is. If you're lucky enough to get past someone at a clear point, you're not going to be held up, but if you come across someone who's on a corner and can't move over to let you through, even if he feels inclined to, it means that you can suffer. But Gerhard Berger now is ahead of the Tyrrell and of course the Lotus, and it is still Senna, Berger, Patrese, Prost, the first four positions.
Yes, and getting through this glut of traffic has put Senna a bit more of a lead. He's increased his lead on Berger, and when they just complete dealing with this lot of traffic, they may have a clear run, and we'll see if Berger can in fact catch Senna, and the gap is now 3.8 seconds, so Berger lost over 2 seconds on that last lap.
Ayrton Senna is virtually a demigod in Japan because of the Honda engines, because of his reputation. The Japanese are Grand Prix crazy, and out of the race there has gone Satoru Nakajima. He's gone off, as he has shown an inclination to do all too often in the past, so he joins the retirees. And I was saying that Ayrton Senna was actually getting